Hello, and welcome to your next lesson. This tutorial will explore the functionality for the index and match features. The index feature will return a value based on a position given. The match feature will provide a position based on the information requested. Today, we'll combine these features to create a tool to extract a profile from a large list of data. These functions complement each other very nicely, as today's video will demonstrate. I'm looking forward to sharing this lesson with you. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so here we are in our spreadsheet. I'm going to begin by demonstrating the index function. Let's select cell I11. I want to go ahead and type equal and the word index. Let's place an opening parenthesis. Next, I'm going to tell Excel to locate Rampy in my C column. I'm going to select cells B3 to D16. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and place a comma. Next, I'm going to tell Excel to go down to row 6 and column 2 to extract my information. So as you look at the index requirement, you'll see a row number. So we're going to put in row 6. And you'll also see a column number, which is in brackets. Now we will only need this if we have chosen more than one column, which I did in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and put row 6 and column 2. Now this is based on the grid selected, not the Excel index. So in this case, Aces would be cell number 1, Amigos would be 2, Barnstormers would be 3, so on and so forth. So that puts Rampy on row 6. Okay, and it also puts Rampy in column 2 because it's in the second column of the array that I select. Okay, now having said that, let's go ahead and click enter and see if we return Rampy. Okay, and we did return Rampy. Okay, so that's a general summary of the index. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the match feature. So let's go ahead and select cell J11. Let's type equal in the word match. Okay, let's place an opening parenthesis. Let's go ahead and type Rampy in quotation marks. Next, let's add a comma. Okay, let's select cell C3 to C20. Now let's go ahead and place another comma and add a 0. Let's place a closing parenthesis. Now match is going to tell us what row Rampy is in. And this should be in row 6 because we've already indicated that in the index. Okay, and as we see, Rampy is in row 6. Alright, so now we have a general idea of how the match and the index work. Let's see if we can combine these tools. Okay, so before we proceed with the lesson, I would like to give you a breakdown of our formula, which has been color-coded and broken into manageable pieces. So I'm going to start by saying that each part is separated by a comma. This is two formulas. The formula is enclosed in parentheses. The second formula is enclosed in parentheses inside the first set of parentheses. Okay, so moving into the formula, the red represents the index and is the opening of our formula. Number 2 is blue, represents the return index of the last name. That last name being found in the array of C3 to C100. Number 3 is the green and introduces the match formula. Now this will replace the cell rows and columns in the index. So instead of telling the index to go to row 6 in column 3, we're telling it to reference the match. Number 4 is purple in J2. Now this is the cell that we will reference and return the coinciding value based on the content inside of cell J2. Number 5, also purple, is the array where we will find the reference for J2. And of course the 0 tells Excel that we would like an exact match return. So in a nutshell, this is basically telling Excel that whatever company name resides in J2, I would like the last name returned for that particular company name. So with that being said, let's go ahead and plug in our formula. Let's begin by selecting cell J3. Let's type equal and the word index. We'll go ahead and select it when it appears. And as you can see, it places an opening parenthesis. Next, we're going to go ahead and select the location where our last name can be found. Let's select cell C3 to C100. Let's go ahead and place another comma. Let's type the word match and select it as it starts to appear. Next, we're going to go ahead and select the location of our identifier, which is in cell J2. Alright, let's go ahead and place a comma. Next, we're going to select the location of our common identifier. This is notifying Excel where this information can be found. So let's select cell B3 to B100. Let's go ahead and place a comma and add a 0 to notify Excel that we would like an exact match return. Let's place a closing parenthesis to close out the second formula, and let's place a second closing parenthesis to close out the first formula, and let's go ahead and click enter. And as you can see, it has returned the contact last name for the company ACES. Okay, so now we want to use this formula to do a copy and paste, but before we do that, we need to make sure that our cells are locked in. So let's select cell J3. Let's place our mouse in front of cell C3. Let's hold the function key down and click F4. Okay, let's do the same for all of our formulas. Let's place it in front of C100. Hold the function key down and click F4. Let's do the same for J2. Let's hold the function key down and click F4. Let's move into B3. Function key down, click F4. Okay, and then we'll do the same for B100. Okay, so now our cells are locked in. We don't have to worry about them changing when we do our copy and paste. Okay, so let's go ahead and select cell J3. Let's do a right click copy. Let's select cell J4 to J7 and do a right click paste. So now as you can see, we have duplicate information. So we just need to change the column and then we are all set. So let's select cell J4 and let's change C to D because that is where our first name is. Let's select cell J5 and let's change C to E because that is where our address is located. Let's select cell J6 and change C to F because that is where our phone number is located. Let's select cell J7 and change C to G because that is where our email address is located. Okay, and as you can see, our information has been updated. So let's go ahead and play around with the tool a little bit just to make sure it's functioning properly. I'm going to go ahead and plug in chargers from row 9 and let's see if the information changes. Alright, so as you can see, we do have a match. The information aligns. Let's go ahead and plug in fireballs from row 13 and see if that information carries over. And as you can see, the information aligns. And we'll go ahead and plug in cyclones. Okay, and again, the information does align. So it looks like our tool is functioning properly. So you can go ahead and continue to plug in the data if you want to do more checking. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the lesson up. I hope you found this information helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Congratulations on completing another video and on your commitment to learning this program. I hope that you are getting the most out of our level up lessons, and I will look forward to seeing you on the next video.